In this episode, I'm interviewing real estate professional and I Will ambassador, Gemma White. Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Fear to Freedom Project, and I am here with real estate professional and I Will ambassador Gemma White. Gemma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now we are, where are we? I sometimes lose track when I'm catching up with you. We're in Newcastle. Gemma just got done. Do you want to tell us a bit about the pageant that you were just a judge at? So it's a bit of a change of scene for you because you were judging this time, not appearing on stage.
I was. It was good to be able to be behind the scenes, judge all components of interviews and on stage. Go and attend the Irukandji Shark and Race Centre, which the girls were fundraising for. So it's the Miss Australia Global International National Finals here in Australia. So the winner will go to Jamaica in September. And it was nice to be on the other side and see what the girls have been up to and all the hard work that they've put in for their preparation for nationals. Then in order for me to go internationally as well for what judges actually look for.
Sure. So, I mean, let's go a bit into that as well because you're about to, 6 weeks away. You'll be heading over to the small unknown town of Las Vegas to compete in your
Not many people know it, right?
first international pageant.
Yes.
So tell us, I guess, what's involved with that and how the preparation is going.
Yeah, so in the process leading up to internationals, I've got all of my outfits sorted.
How many outfits were there?
Oh, I think we counted them.
Like 7?
No, I think there was 10.
10.
I've got day dresses, a national costume, evening gowns, interview wear.
Heels.
5 different pairs of heels I need. And that's just for a week pageant.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to take with us, and then I am holidaying afterwards. So in the lead up to internationals, just making sure that I'm prepared in terms of my outfits, making sure that I'm confident as to why I'm going to the pageant, making sure that I am clear on my purpose and my reason behind it. But even leading up to national finals, it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Making sure that my purpose and my why was really clear. So nothing's really changed, and I'm still dedicated to my title and as to why I won and who I am.
Let's dig into your purpose because, as you well know, there are a lot of people who don't know anything about the pageant well. That doesn't stop them from prejudging it very quickly. So let's talk about why you're doing it and what you've gotten from the pageant system, the pageant world.
Yeah, so I've gained a lot of confidence going into pageantry. So in the lead up to winning my Miss Australia Continents 2018 title, I prepared for 4 years. I did enter previous pageant systems, and what really drew me to the continent system was the motto of be your own kind of beautiful. They accept girls and women of all shapes, size and age, and I compete internationally with a team. There's a Miss, which is myself, and a Mrs. So to go internationally, we are then judged on all aspects of who we are, why we're doing it, and why we are our own kind of beautiful, and every single one of us has a story. So going internationally for me has been a dream that I've been working towards, more so for my charity aspect. So I'm an ambassador for I Will, and I do a lot of other charity work as well, a lot of fundraising, a lot of appearances out in my community and with charity, and it's all about making a difference. So for children in particular is my goal, and working with children, even going into schools. Love going into hospitals and visiting, especially at Christmas and Easter time. And all about eradicating bullying. So that's my platform, is eradicating bullying and bridging social indifferences. And I came across I Will near the start of my pageant journey. And
when was that?
So it was about 2015.
Right.
I come across I Will. I did start on my pageant journey in 2014. By the beginning of 2015, I touched base with I Will through an event that I saw they were holding. I got involved, and I just realised that that was the charity I wanted to be part of. There was just something that resonated so much with me, with the experiences I went through with bullying and weight at school and not feeling included. So I Will is all about inclusion and making a difference, and I felt that pageantry gave me that platform.
So pageantry, so your why going into the pageant sounds like it's to get a bigger platform to speak about the issues that you're passionate about. And the main one of that is your charity work.
Yeah, that's correct. So going into a pageant, working with charities, and I feel that it's really important as a title holder to not only raise awareness or funds for the charity that is closest to me, but there is a lot of deserving charities and people that need the help out there. So I have worked with numerous charities from I Can, I Will, Destiny Rescue, Make-A-Wish Australia,
remember them all,
Lifeline, Lifeline, Animal Welfare League, the RSPCA, Cancer Council, the Westmead Children's Hospital, in particular the Cancer Centre there. So that was one of our last fundraisers that we did, and we actually went and did a walkthrough of the research cancer lab, and we met some of the children and their families that were in there at the time as well. So I think it's really important to raise awareness and be a voice for those who don't have a voice for themselves.
Definitely. You mentioned briefly your history in school with bullying and how that led you to resonate with I Can, I Will. So what was your story going through, what was your experience going through school and high school and dealing with bullying?
Yep. I've been this tall since I was in year 7. So I was a giant over everyone else and once 22 kilos heavier than I am now.
I should just say, so it's hard for people to know on camera. So how tall are you? 5'9"?
5'10".
5'10". Okay.
So I think that's 176 centimetres, for those who only know it in centimetres. But yes, to be this tall since year 7, most of the kids were up to my shoulders, or maybe a little, but it's nice that everyone has sort of caught me now. But I'm just embraced being my own kind of beautiful and who I am. And I don't think that weight really matters, but it's all about being healthy and confident in who you are. So at school, being 22 kilos heavier than I am, and I was always bigger than a lot of the other kids. I hated going into public speaking or having to do interviews or speeches in front of the class. So I would then beg my teachers to do them in my lunch break. And or even sports carnivals. I remember going to an athletics carnival and I come last in every race. And then the bullying that comes from that as well. And there's so many kids that say horrible things, and you do have to be able to brush it off and not take things so personally. But I think a lot of that stems from home as well. And I think that we need to lead by example as adults or even young adults to be able to inspire the children to eradicate the issue themselves. And with I Can, I Will, they're all about the inclusion and making sure that when a child's wish is granted, actually going into the school and doing a presentation in front of the entire school so the other kids go, hang on a moment, I really want to get involved with charity. This is cool. So I Can, I Will is seen as a cool charity because kids want to actually be involved.
I've seen recently, I think they're out at a school, and the winner, the student who raises the most funds, gets to dunk their teacher in jelly, I think.
So we've got an I Can, I Will Be the Example currently running promotion. I don't know. Hashtag.
It's a pretty long hashtag. It takes a while to type out.
I can,
I will be the example.
I Can, I Will. So hashtag I Can, I Will Be the Example. And I would really recommend that anyone that wants to get involved, you can be of any age, shape, size, just get involved. Hashtag. And to be involved with charity and make a difference, you then become that example.
Absolutely.
Lead by example. So
now you mentioned that you were 176, 5'10" in school, and that you were 22 kilos heavier. So talk us through what happened after that, because you started losing the weight, you started, correcting things, but also I think a lot of that is just growing up. And then the bullying wasn't over then, though, was it?
No, it wasn't. So my turning point, I was in year 8, and I remember stepping on the scales and at almost 22 kilos heavier than I am now. And I know that things didn't start straight away for me, but I made a commitment not to hop back on those scales, and I'm not quite sure what clicked. I guess you grow up and you get to a certain point in time and you do start making those decisions for yourself as to who you are and who you're becoming and where you want to go in life. And I hated the bullying and I hated being bigger than everyone else. And I knew that it wasn't a healthy way of life. Now, believe it or not, I used to eat ice cream almost every night. Got to the point where I realised that wasn't very good for me. And that isn't going to help my journey
surprise.
and where I'm going. So I did give up ice cream, and that is one thing that I barely touch now because I just know that that is something that makes me put weight on. Yeah. And I know that it's not healthy for my body. So my turning point, and I then started doing a deportment, grooming and modelling school, which is something that I hope to eventually do. But
as in start up your own school?
I'm not sure yet. But I did do 2 deportment, grooming and modelling courses, and they ran every single weekend for 8 weeks. And it wasn't more so the modelling side that I needed, but the deportment and grooming come hand in hand with the modelling. So it just boosted my confidence. We got behind the camera in our very last week of training, but it was all about your presentation, walking into the room with confidence, knowing who you are and really feeling it within. And throughout that process, and I lost my weight over about 1.5 years, and once I did, and going through the deportment and grooming and modelling school, I then actually landed my first magazine appearance. And it was through a connection that I had. And I then copped it on the other side. So it then come down to, I was copying that I'm bulimic. And even though I'd lost the weight over 18 months is quite a long time to lose 22 kilos. Yeah. But it was in a healthy way. And I definitely wouldn't change that, because I think that anything you're going to do, and for it to be sustainable and continue doing it long term, then you need to ensure that you've got those processes in place. So I then copped it on the other end that I was bulimic, and it continued on. But I think that once I lost weight, I become a lot more confident within myself. I felt healthier. I felt better within myself and where I was going in my direction. And I didn't take things so personally, so I was able to brush it off a little bit easier. Yeah.
I had a conversation with, I don't think she was a competitor in the pageant that you were a judge at, but she's 15 years old, and her mother was asking me, saying that you're inspirational with your story. I guess, because a 15-year-old was going through bullying in school herself, I guess if someone is at that age and going through bullying, as you were, what advice would you have? I mean, I guess overarching, one sentence or 2 sentence advice would you give to someone who's going through that experience at school?
To be able to push forward and move through it is just to be confident in who you are, know that you are enough. And something that my mum used to tell me that I probably still stand by now is, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And unless it's physical, then I would suggest that further help is sought. But having a supportive network around you, and that's where it leads back to having a supportive home network. Yeah. And it does stem from the home, and at least if you can go home to a supportive base, whether it's a brother, a sister, mother, father, whoever it might be, to know that they are always there for you, then that helps you get through every single day. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing.
Let's switch gears. Let's talk about your real estate career. This is the day job. So all that stuff happens, I guess, outside 9 to 5, all the stuff that we've talked about. Just, I guess, a side question, how much spare time do you have on a weekly basis?
I wouldn't call it spare time, but I have very good time management. Yeah. I often joke that I live 3 lives. So it's not that I have spare time. I don't watch TV. Yeah. People go, what, you don't watch TV? But I don't have time for TV. I feel like there's a higher purpose in this world and something that I need to be doing.
Than watching TV, yes. I would agree with that. So what are the 3 lives?
3 lives would be my charity work and my pageantry side. I've then got my real estate and property career, and in property investing, and I eventually want to become a property developer. So that's probably my 5-year goal, is to start my own property development. And then I've got my free time and the fun, adventurous me who loves to travel, be outdoors, chase waterfalls, walk on the beach. But I feel like that brings me back to my sanity. So in any of my free time, you'll find me filling it with chasing waterfalls or climbing mountains. You do seem to have a thing with waterfalls and chasing sunsets.
What is your obsession with chasing sunsets? We were chasing a sunset here in Newcastle yesterday. I told Gemma that it's like those tornado people, tornado chasers.
I was like, go that way. No, go that way, up the hill.
It wasn't bossy at all. What is your obsession with chasing sunsets?
I think just to know that it's the end of a day and to be grateful for the day that you've just had, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring.
Yeah.
And to be able to watch the sunset, one, it's beautiful and it's natural. Can't get much better than that. Waterfalls, natural. It's not man-made. It's not mortar and bricks.
Yeah.
You know, it's natural. It's just the way that the earth is. So to watch the sunset, and not to even watch the sunset, but I like the tip of it when you last see it go down for the day.
Which you missed yesterday.
I did. I just like that. I just feel so at ease.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's a
Love
lovely
sitting
way to
watching a
end the day.
sunset with a tea, and
Yeah.
doesn't get much better than that.
Sounds good to me. Okay, so back to the real estate. So tell us how your career started, and I guess what draws you to it.
So growing up, my two interests, funny enough, were real estate and property, and that probably stemmed from mum and dad, because mum and dad have done investing, and I used to go to properties when they were renovating, and we would spend numerous weekends or even school holidays, mum and dad renovating a property.
Yeah.
I mainly remember going down to the corner shop with their spare change and buying lollies and going and feeding ducks with bread, but still we were part of it. So
Kind of related, yeah.
kind of related. So we used to be there with them, and I got to see everything that they were doing and the hard work that they put in. So leaving school, I then did my full real estate license, and I had to study full-time for 6 months for that. And I then went straight into real estate, into a sales-only office actually. And I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do property management or sales at that point in time, but I did my full real estate license because I went, one day I'm going to own my own real estate.
Yep.
So I don't really do anything with a half effort. I do everything full go. If I'm going to go down one path, then I'll make sure that I see it out, and I always have very clear goals as to sort of where I'm going. And I don't necessarily have long-term goals, but year by year, and I like every New Year's Eve or every New Year's Day having those goals clear as to that direction that I'm going for the year.
Yeah.
But I then went into a sales-only office, as I said, and I then decided I was going to move to Queensland. So only 6 months later, I ended up moving to Brisbane, and I sort of fell into property management. I went, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I haven't really turned back. I love property management. I have often studied part-time as well. I've done a certificate 4 in property services, Cert 4 in property project management, and a diploma in project management. I did go work for a property developer for a short period of time, but I decided sitting behind a desk wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I then come back to property management, and I love that I'm always in and out of the office. I'm always meeting new people, meeting new clients, seeing new faces, dealing with something new every single day. You never know when you're going to go into a burst hot water system, or as much as we dread the days that it's going to happen, but we hate rain as a property manager. You hate when it's raining, because then you'll come into roof leaks or...
Right.
I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it and go back to work tomorrow. And but you know, fires with cooktops. We've had all sorts of crazy things happen. Every day is different in property management and real estate, and it keeps it really interesting and fun. So
you make it sound really exciting, whereas I'm
I love
hearing that
it.
stuff and going, "Oh my god, that sounds really stressful."
I love property management.
Yeah.
I love that it's always different and exciting, and you just never know what you're coming into each day.
I first came across Gemma last year, wasn't it, Miss Grand? When
Yeah.
you did a Miss Grand?
Yeah.
And they have to be introduced. And what struck me, and I've told you this, is that as a young woman, you already had your first investment property. It wasn't one day I want to invest, you had one. You may soon have another one. What do you think about young women sometimes going into fields and holding themselves back? Because I thought it was unusual. Like, that's what caught my ear, I guess, so to speak, was that a young woman, and she has an investment property, and I thought that's cool because it shows other young women that they can do anything that guys can do.
You certainly can. It all comes down to hard work, dedication, and determination. And they're the 3 main points that I live by with everything that I do in life. I think that with enough hard work, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. With enough dedication, again, you've got to be committed to everything that you're doing in order to succeed in that. And it doesn't have to be property, it can be anything. If you want to be a nurse, then making sure you go down those lines of getting your qualifications and going for job interviews, following the processes to become a nurse, whatever it might be. And So hard work, dedication and determination. With enough determination, anything is possible. You've got to believe in yourself.
What do you think about a support network? Because what you just said, absolutely get. And there are some people who are very independent and they don't care what anyone else thinks and they'll go for it. But there are some other people who feel like they need support. Or they may actually be in a situation where people are not supportive and actually the opposite and tearing them down. So how important is a support network to you? But I guess also how is important that you support yourself and you're your biggest cheerleader?
Yeah, definitely you need to believe in yourself with everything that you do. I'm extremely grateful that I have a supportive family. So I've always been very close to both my mum, dad and my sister, and they would be my biggest role models. So making sure that you've got those people around you, whether it is a brother, sister, mother, father, a friend. You can have a best friend that might be your biggest support network. I'm just lucky that my best friends are within my family directly. But you can always find someone that you aspire to be or look up to and just continue to work towards it, but always just believing in yourself. Anything is possible if you believe in yourself.
And if people want to follow your journey, whether it's for pageantry, real estate, or everything else, God knows where you'll be. If you're watching this 5 years from now, I have no idea where you'll be. But what are the social media details to follow you or to find you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Gemma, Gemm with 3 A's, _White.
I will put this underneath so you don't have to work out.
And my public page on Facebook is just Gemma White Official.
Okay. Why are there so many A's in your Instagram handle?
Because there's too many Gemma Whites in the world, apparently.
You remind me of, Brooke Murray. She has Brooke Murray, but with, I think it's 5 Y's at the end. So that's what you just reminded me of. Okay, great. So we'll go into the final 10 questions. As I told you, they're the same 10 every time. No one knows where they come from. So let's just go straight into it. So number 1, what is your favourite word?
Bubble. My favourite word is bubble. You ask any of my friends, my family. I've had this conversation with the pageant girls that I've just been with over the past few days, and just making sure that you stay within your bubble, not letting negativity affect that bubble. I feel like as soon as you let too many people in or too many outside influences into your bubble, then it sort of bites you. So bubble is my favourite word.
I'll be completely honest, I asked Gemma this yesterday and it seems like this is the first thing you'd say to someone is, I'm Gemma White and my favourite word is bubble.
Almost.
Okay, so number 2, what's your least favourite word?
I don't think I have a least favourite word. I don't like negativity, but that's not a negative word.
No, that's a thing.
So I don't have a least favourite word.
Okay. What about what turns you on?
Passion, dedication and determination. Definitely, if you follow those lines and with everything that you do in life, and if you've got passion behind what you're doing, you'll have people that will reach out to you. And I love anyone touching base with me, and whether I'm an inspiration to them just to push through to the next day, just the passion behind everything that you do in life, that turns me on.
I think it's fair to say that you're a passionate person. Okay, what about the flip side? What turns you off?
Negativity. I guess I said that before, but yes, negativity. Yeah, I like to make sure that I then stay within my bubble, not let those negativity or negative people or influences affect me and who I am or how I'm doing. And life's not always rainbows and butterflies, but not letting too much negativity affect you, because it can be detrimental to your goals in your career, goals, dreams, wherever you're heading.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love the sound of water. So whether it's the ocean, waterfalls, fountains, I love sitting by the pool, the serenity of it. But the sound of the ocean's good. Oh, the ocean. Is that a sound? Yeah, that's a sound.
Yes, sound of waves, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you on that one. What sound or noise do you hate?
I would like to think that I hate the sound of my alarm clock, but but I'm usually awake 5 minutes before it. It's like this intuition, and I'll turn over and I'm like, oh, I think my alarm's about to go off in 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's such a bad way to start the day on your phone, but yeah. I would like to say the sound of an alarm clock, those few odd days that you really do need to sleep and your alarm clock goes off, it's the worst sound.
Okay. If you could have any superpower, what superpower would it be?
Fly. I wish I could fly. Not for any good reason, but fly.
I think you need to give some context. So why would you like to fly to be able to save people, to travel, to...
I don't know what it is behind it, but growing up, my two interests were to become a flight attendant and property and real estate. And I decided to go down the path of property and real estate, and I hop on a plane now and I go to sleep. I'm such a boring flyer, but but I don't know whether it was the fact of then traveling the world and seeing new places and doing new things, being adventurous and exploring, and that's the reason I probably always dreamt that I could fly. I used to have really real dreams that I could fly, and I even often had to ask my mum, my sister, whether I could fly, whether my dream was real.
It still gets me.
But no, I always wish I could fly. I still wish I could fly. That'd be awesome.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you, maybe one day.
One day, who knows?
What about what job or profession other than your own would you most like to attempt?
There isn't anything. I love property and real estate. I can't see me doing anything else. I love all my charity work that I do, and I don't think I'll ever stop that either. I think that it's important to always give back and help those who can't help themselves, or to stand up for those who don't necessarily have a voice. But I don't think I would change my career or profession.
That's a really good answer. I don't think anyone's ever answered that question with they wouldn't change it. I think someone's been close, but I like that answer. Not that I dislike anyone's answers to the questions, but I think that's a good answer. What about what job or profession other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
I would hate to be a janitor.
Toilet cleaner.
A toilet cleaner, as I told you last night. I would hate to be a toilet cleaner. Kudos to all those toilet cleaners. Thank you for making sure we have clean bathrooms.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not actually the first person to have interest to give that one as a response to that question. I think I've had 3 people say they don't want to be a janitor.
Actually, well, working in real estate and property, we have to have bond cleans done on properties all the time. And I say to my cleaners, I don't know how you do your job. I would hate to be a cleaner. I like a clean house, but I would hate to be a cleaner.
Yeah. I don't know, there's something therapeutic about taking something that was once dirty and making sure that it's sparkling clean.
I'll let you do that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Knock yourself out. Good for you. You can do it. Okay, final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I don't know. I'm not religious. I believe in just being a good person. I guess I don't want to go to hell, but I think if you're a good person, then your spirit will continue to live on.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
I'm sure that you will end up in heaven, given everything that you do. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everyone for watching, and catch you next time.